Hi, I'm Paul Salmon. I'm a spiritualist medium. My guest today is Natasha Harries from Coventry. Natasha.
Hello.
Thank you for coming down to see us in the beach hut.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Do you like it? It's a bit chilly out there at the moment, but there you go.
It's nice.
Natasha's a psychic medium, but you've been aware since childhood, haven't you, Natasha?
Yes, I have. Excuse me, throat chakra. I saw spirit as a child and communicated with spirit. And when it came to about 7, 8, it started to dwindle off, and then by 11 it was gone. And after that it came back around 21.
But I've heard this a few times. That people, I mean, I wasn't, as some people might know, it didn't hit me till 35 years old.
Yeah.
I was aware, but not this way. But I've heard children have it, then they get on with life and they grow up, then it comes back later.
Yeah, I believe it's a way, it's spirit step away for you to grow and learn, and let you get on with what you need to do on your life journey, really.
What's one of your earliest memories you can tell us?
My earliest memories, I used to have a lady that used to stand by a door. Her name was Mary, and she used to stand by the door and look after me when I was younger, as a little child. I used to play tea sets. My mum would always tells me about it now, half the time still, and I'd just be sitting there chatting away and chatting to spirit, and she'd be just standing there just in awe on who on earth is she communicating with and having these deep conversations with.
Do you know, now you mention it, I did that. And not with tea sets, but
You could have.
I'm wondering now, was that my imagination, or could I have been communicating, you know?
Yeah, we're all open and aware, I believe, as soon as we are born in this lifetime. We're open and aware and connected, so yeah.
But we've got things in common, Natasha.
We have, yeah.
We're both qualified graphic designers, love history of art, art history, photography, and things, so so what? so there you go.
Yeah,
and
it's
spiritualism.
quite fascinating. Yeah.
And but tell me about your inspirational painting.
Okay, my painting started when I was 21. This is when Spirit decided they wanted to step back and step in again and start working with me. And I'd been getting on being a mum. My children are grown up now, so I was busy doing all that, but I'll do the odd reading here and there for people, and it wasn't anything like big whilst my children were growing up. But I started having experiences, and I had a few days when just things weren't right, and I'd close my eyes and I'd be coming out of my body, and I felt like I was going bonkers. And I was with my ex-partner, and I locked myself away for a little while to try and adjust to what on earth's going on, because every time I settled down I was coming out myself. So I just, after a while, fear was taking hold, so I got a bit I had to calm myself down and say, okay, we're just going to have to roll with this, because if not, I'm going to be sitting in here forever. So I did, and I went directly through eternal colours, energy flowing. It was quite fascinating. I painted a painting. It's one of my favourites at home now, of what I saw, and that's when I met my spirit guide that works for me now directly. But after that, that's when angels started. I started to see angels pretty much straight away. Angelic vibration of angels.
I'm fascinated by people who say they see angels. What form do they take? I'm always interested.
Very tall. My first angel, I actually saw his face. I was on a spiritual retreat, and we're working on, it was my first ever retreat, because that's what drew me straight to retreats. After that time, my journey started then directly as much as it is now. And whilst there, we were working on sound vibration and our chakra system, and as we got to, there was 60 of us in a room. It was my wonderful spiritual development teacher that guided me for a few years, and we were in a room, 60 of us, doing our sound vibration, and we got to our throat chakra. And when that happened, I had this, I could hear us all doing the sound vibration for that, but I had this urge to look up, and I just saw this like white foggy cloud in this man's face there, and I just knew that was Archangel Michael. And afterwards, we all talked about our experience, and I piped up, which I was a very, very introvert person at that time, and they said, what's your experience? And I just saw Archangel Michael, and because this is hard to explain, the love, the energy, the vibration was just so intense, and I didn't know the connections with the angels and the chakras or anything else then, and the chap that was doing the sound vibration, he actually said, yeah, that's Archangel Michael, works on the throat chakra, and I've just been working on that one. I was like, wowzers. Okay.
So these angels has each chakra got a related angel?
Yeah, when I do my spiritual development, when I'm training and working with people, I always work with a direct connection with each angel, as well as a sound vibration and a colour vibration, and working in that area,
Did Michael have wings and stuff? Or?
I just saw his face at that point, but I do see wings a lot more than seeing a physical angel. I'll see a wing.
Okay. It's interesting that you grew up with this spiritual awareness, but you still need a teacher, you still need guidance, do you? Or not you personally, but do you think
I think everybody's ever growing and ever learning. Absolutely. I don't believe that if you would say that you would know everything, I don't think you'd be here, you'd be incarnating up there somewhere. So everybody's always learning. I learn a new thing every day, even from my students.
You've learned a bit here today.
I've learned a few things. I learned about Kenny Everett. I've learned a few
he's not here today. But all right. And you teach now?
Yes, I've been a development teacher, I think, for roughly about 6 years now, directly, and that happened as I was doing my mediumship. I'm working in mediumship training and doing radio and doing bits and bobs. A friend of mine was running a development group at a church, and he asked me if I'd like to come and just give a hand for 1 week. So I did, and I just sat there, and everybody was just asking me questions, and I was just get them all out. And then the following week, the chap wanted to close down the circle and leave. So I said, you can't leave these people. It's a responsibility you've had there. So he said, carry on teaching it. So I did from then.
Did that faze you at all?
No, not at all. I absolutely loved it. I knew Spirit had put me on that path there and that part. So it was. I love that. One of my favourite things is development. So
Excellent. So as a medium, do you work in spiritualist churches?
Yes.
Doing the thing?
Yeah.
And do you do public appearances, like in front of audiences? And
I just recently did the Spirit Quest Festival, and there was a public there. That's the last public one I did, and that was a couple of weeks ago. I've been moving house and organising things.
What size audience do you have you worked in front of?
It just depends at all times, really. It's just...
As in,
it's whoever gets brought.
But it's all the same, isn't it? It's all energy, so it doesn't matter if you've got 10 people or...
I'm just off to Skegness after here to do one for tomorrow, so I think that's quite a large crowd. So you don't get nervous before? Yeah, of course.
Oh, you do?
I was just about to say I was going. Of course. I'm not a big talkative public person. When spirit work with me, I'm just born. But just beforehand, I'm just me. So, but when spirit are with you, I think you get more confident. You're connected. You're working for them and working for people. It's not about you.
No.
I feel as soon as you start channeling, nothing is about you at all. You're working directly with spirit and only with spirit, and every part of you is there for that. Really, it's a direct channel.
I've got a little message for you, but I might give it to you off camera.
Okay.
Because I think I know another avenue for you. Which I bet I'll say off camera.
We'll have a little chat after.
I don't mind going public with this, but
you never know.
But I want to get back to your art. Do you show these, or do you keep them to yourself?
I've got such a collection that's really private, to be honest.
Because I thought, when I asked that question, I thought, no, you must show them. If they're inspirational, they need to be shown.
I started... When I started to do the angelic paintings, I then was drawing my guides and my spirit guides, and I actually, because I hadn't physically seen my spirit guides, because they stand around here, whenever the spirit, they come around here and they're there, but and I painted all my spirit guides. I've been 8 of them, and they're all at home. I don't show anybody. I've shown a few people.
But what about drawing? Sitting with other people and drawing there or painting?
I do that. I do channeled angelic messages and do readings within paintings as well, which I do love doing. I'm just getting back into that at the moment, so because I have phases with different areas where spirit want to take me off to, because I just roll with it, really. So
you seem to me one of those people who's got to keep busy.
Absolutely.
You say about you're shy and all this, but you do public speaking, don't you?
Yeah. Well, I publicly speak about positive thought and intention, working in that way with people and allowing personal development, really. I was quite an introvert person and I had problems in that area, or even hugs. We were talking about hugs earlier, in that area. So I like to help people. I believe when people want to do a spiritual development, they should be healing within as well. So with that, I like to talk about how ways and different aspects and different ways that people can heal within and work on that whilst they're then training and developing spiritually, and so they can be the best of what they can be in the most divine way.
Did you have, it sounds a bit authoritative, but did you have training to be a public speaker, or did it come naturally?
No, it just comes naturally.
Okay.
So I just stand up and do what I've got to say and say what I say. Lots of crazy little things pop out of my mouth, but I'm just like, woo, there we go, we just carry on.
Well, it's like people ask me, if they ask me in a sitting, I open my mouth and answers come out, and you think, well, where did that come from?
Yeah.
You go on sort of automatic pilot.
Yeah, sometimes I stumble over my words, but I just make it into something comical. So, yeah.
Tell me about this radio presentation, or not the radio presenter. Tell me about this.
Sorry.
You worked for a radio station?
Oh yeah, it's an on-air one. I did that for, I think I finished that about a year and a half ago. I was on there for a year with a friend of mine who runs that, called Spirit Quest Radio. And I was a co-host on there, so I'd do readings on there, and we'd talk on there, discussions on all spiritual areas. Exactly. And there'd be meditations that there'd be going on. There's just all different areas that'd be thrown into it, really.
Yeah. Of course, I see you live on Facebook now and again.
Yeah, that reception's got to be fixed, but yeah, so that just goes.
So you do push yourself, because you say, well, you're nervous a bit before doing this, but you do all this public speaking, and I know you say it's spirit helping you and what have you, but you do push yourself, don't you?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
And what's it you do on Facebook?
I do Facebook Live, so what I'm doing with that at the moment is I'm basically spiritual development question and answers, because people have been coming to me for years, how do you do this, how do you do that, how can I work on this, and I was getting a bit tired of so many messages. I thought, you know what, I'm going to do it as something for people, because a lot of people can't get to development groups. It's like I run a monthly development group now, and it's a daytime one, because there is people who can't come out in the evening, they've got children, they've got all these responsibilities, so it's in school hours when they're able to run that there, and it's and that's why I like doing spiritual question and answers. People can just access that from home, pop me in the inbox with their questions, and if I can answer it, I'll do it there. So last night I did our first meditation one there. The sound wasn't the best. I think I need to get a specialist in there with that. But I did an angelic meditation there.
So where do you see yourself in about 4 to 5 years' time?
I'll just be wherever spirit take me, and that's my life really. I've devoted my life to them, and I just flow with it.
So there are no plans. You just see as it goes.
Yeah.
Now you've got children. Are they taking after you?
That was quite funny. My daughter, she's very, very connected. She always has been. She's 22, and I'm going to be a grandma each year with that.
Yeah, I can't believe you're going to be a grandma. For goodness sake, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's meditation, I believe, renewal of cells, keep you young, and makeup. And but yeah, so my daughter, she takes after me, but she's really, really. She loves her English literature, and she's an avid reader, so she does want to follow her dream of being a literature teacher, English literature teacher.
Okay.
My middle son, he's very much like me, but he's just going with the flow of life, really. And my youngest, he's very skeptic, which is funny.
Is he?
Yeah, he knows it's all there, but he likes to really question, and I do love that as well, because I love to try to find the logic in everything before even going there and saying, okay, it's spirit. So yeah, so it's interesting.
Do you take part in paranormal investigating?
Yeah, I used to. Yeah, I used to run work with a few friends, and we used to run a paranormal group, go around the country, and that was brilliant. We'd just hop into a car, we'd go and book a hotel, and we'd all just do investigations there. One was specialist in photography, one was EVP, and I was the medium. So we'd all just go on adventures everywhere with that.
Did you film it at all?
Sorry?
Do you film any of those?
No, we did. We had a Facebook page, and we did do bits and bobs on there. And I haven't done that now for about 5 years, but I'm really looking forward to wanting to get back into the paranormal area. So it is, because it is fascinating.
What's it like? I know there's spiritual bits all around the country, but what's it like in Coventry? I mean, Ipswich, it's quite intense. We've got about 3 or 4 churches alone.
Yeah, well, it's brilliant actually. We've got the Golden Cross, one of the oldest pubs, and then next to that we've also got the Establishment, and they're like the oldest pubs where people love to do their paranormal investigations and cellars and everything there. But we've got Coventry Cathedral, and we've got all different. It's so many different energies and vibrations going on around there, and that. So yeah, it is quite good for the paranormal side. Just pull people in the interest in that area.
Let me ask you this, because you had a guest on here just now, Leo Bonomo, who's into UFOs.
Fantastic, yeah.
What's your take on UFOs?
See, I love this subject.
Do you?
Yes, I do. When it comes to UFOs, I actually believe they are, as you were discussing. So I was loving listening over there. I call them basically celestial beings, and that area there, and I do believe they do communicate with us constantly, really. And angelics are part of everything's part of everything. So my belief in everything is every little part of everything we have in existence is connected to everything. So with that, we all do communicate and we all do flow. So yeah.
So have you actually seen or been in contact with it?
No, I did see a nice bright orange light once and thought, because I was in Glastonbury sitting on a mattress under the stars, being a bit of a hippie as I can be, and I was like, whoa, what's that? So no, I haven't actually, but I would love to.
Yeah.
So, but I've worked doing a CE5. I was discussing this earlier, a CE5 investigation. And that's a Dr. Stephen Greer area with that, and that's a connection with working on the technology side and opening up a meditation and connecting to see if we can bring down communication.
Right.
So yeah, that's quite an interesting area.
I'm going to ask you a question, but I think I know the answer. But have you got time for hobbies or anything?
My life is my hobbies.
Outside the spiritual realm.
Well, yeah, I do. I don't have much time anymore, to be honest. But I used to love to make jewellery, woodcrafts. I used to do my little creative sides, but to be honest, no, I don't really have a great deal of time anymore. I do like to bake cakes when I can, but it can be a bit normal sometimes. So,
well, it's been a pleasure, Natasha.
Absolutely,
my guest in Felixstowe, and you can pop out and see the beach now.
And now I'm looking forward to it.
As you've never been here before. Thanks again. See you again sometime.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Okay.